Welcome to the game of life. I'm making big promises today because in today's video, I'm going to try and teach you the very small task of playing the ultimate game of life, which is to play the game of enlightenment. And if that promise wasn't big enough for you, well, I'm going to try my best to teach you how to become enlightened in just under 2 minutes. Perhaps you're spiritual. Perhaps you're not. Perhaps you followed a variety of gurus and mystics and spiritual leaders. And that may involve the likes of Eckhart Tolle, Krishnamurti, Mooji, flippin' Russell Brand. You know, he's doing that shit now too. Everybody is enlightened and spiritual nowadays, apparently. And perhaps you've been watching these guys for quite a while and you think to yourself, you know what? I want to get some of that goodness into my life. I want to become spiritual and enlightened and mystical, you know, so I can enjoy my life and be happy and be carefree, never experience anxiety or depression or worry ever again. Sounds like a pretty dope lifestyle to me. And even if you want to put aside all the woo-ah and all the mystical, spiritual, magical talk, right? I mean, it's been scientifically proven now that things like mindfulness, meditation, and even enlightenment can benefit your relationships, your social life. It can benefit your career. It can benefit everything in a holistic way. And so this whole mindfulness thing and this whole spiritual journey may not just be for the man who wants to shave his head clean, move to the Himalayan mountains and meditate for the rest of his life. This stuff can be preached for pretty much anybody. And so it would be pretty crazy if you didn't want a taste of this whole thing called enlightenment. Now you may be looking at me and wondering to yourself, well, why the heck should I listen to this random dude on YouTube talk about enlightenment? I mean, he doesn't look like a yogi or some spiritual leader or cult leader. He just looks like a normal dude. And you may be wondering to yourself, well, is he enlightened? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. And after I do my magic on you and teach you this very sacred process of enlightenment, then I will show you how to flow with life and become one with the universe. I'm full of shit. All right, that's obviously a joke, but let's just get serious for a second. Because the truth is, the practice that I'm about to share with you in today's video is no joke. It really is that powerful. And I'm really excited to show you something that may change the course of your life. So all I ask of you is to just simply put aside your judgments, put aside your critical debates that are going on in your head right now, wondering if this is all a bunch of clickbait. Give me 2 minutes of your time. Try this process for yourself. Hear me out. And perhaps this too could become a fundamental practice in your spiritual life. This huge and grandiose concept of enlightenment is actually a hell of a lot simpler than you ever believed it could be. All right, let's start the clock. Follow my lead. I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes, I can see you. Take this seriously, and I want you to take some deep breaths with me. Let's start by breathing in for 4 seconds. We'll then hold the breath for 3 seconds, and then we'll release the breath for 6 seconds, and then finally hold the breath again for 3 seconds. Let's do it together now. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then breathe in again 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4, hold for 3, 2, 3, and release for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold for 3, 2, 3, and breathe normally, keeping your eyes closed. Now, I want you to ask yourself the simple question, what will my next thought be? Wait for an answer. What will my next thought be? Now, I want you to get in touch with your inner body. Just feel everything from your arms to your chest, to your stomach, to your legs, to the tippy toes of your feet. And ask yourself the simple question, can I feel life? Can I feel energy tingling inside of my body? And if so, where do you feel that tingling? And really feel it for a second, really sink into that feeling. If you're feeling a strong emotion inside your body right now, ask yourself the additional question, can I allow this emotion to simply exist inside of myself, just for the time being? Now, I want you to open your eyes, but while you do so, keep that connection to the feeling inside your body. So open your eyes, have a look at the beautiful world around you. Whether you're in a room, you're outside in nature, look at the trees, look at the air, look at the curtains, look at the wall. look at the floor, but while you do that, feel the inside of your body, the same way you felt it earlier. Simply feel the fullness and the presence and the wonder and the beauty of this present moment. And take a deep breath if it feels right. And now, come to the simple realization that for the past 2 minutes, at least for those 2 minutes, you were totally at peace, you were totally calm, and you were totally one with life. Congratulations, you are enlightened. So simple, but so powerful. Many of you may think this exercise was silly and that it won't last and that how could this be enlightenment? That was just a basic body scan. That was just a basic breathing activity. Are you sure about that? Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that was a little bit too simple of an exercise to experience the grandiose wonder of enlightenment that you've heard about so many times in so many books and in so many videos. But just for a second, keeping this exercise and the peace that you feel right now in mind, I want to challenge you on a few of those beliefs, on a few of those ideas that you've held so dearly about enlightenment. I truly believe that enlightenment is a massive misconception. Because firstly, enlightenment, as many of the gurus and mystics and spiritual leaders will tell you, is not this one-time thing that just fixes your entire life. It's not this magic spell that gets cast over you and then suddenly all your pain and fears and sorrows just magically dissipate into the atmosphere. And it doesn't have to be this permanent state, this on switch that just never gets shut off and never can be returned to. It's not this mystical challenge that you need to spend your entire life trying to acquire. You don't need to spend 100 years meditating in the mountains to feel some sense of bliss. I honestly believe that right now, in this moment, you can return to your state of presence. You can become enlightened and one with life right this second. Effortlessly. Enlightenment is not bliss. It's not this euphoric high like being on drugs or drinking alcohol or having sex or falling in love. As beautiful and pleasurable as those things are, they still form part of the duality of life. You cannot have a high without a low. You cannot be happy one moment and attached to something without that attachment inevitably either being taken away from you, leading to heartbreak, or leaving you totally bored and unfulfilled with it. Enlightenment is the peace. It's that middle ground where all of life comes together. It's your ability to literally step back and witness the chaos and the beauty of life and to realize that all is well. If I had to simply put it into words, as far as this 28-year-old can kind of express, I believe that enlightenment is simply the art of waking up. Taking yourself off of autopilot so that you can be aware of the ongoing nature of things, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and despite what's going on in your life, be able to stand back, feel that peace, even if it's just brief, and realize that these thoughts, these feelings, these events, they are not you. You are in the world, but you are not of the world, as Jesus would say. And this is not a Christian video. I'd actually like to read you a quick quote by a spiritual leader by the name of Anthony DeMello, who I think puts this explanation as perfectly and concisely as one possibly could. This chapter is from one of his books, Stop Fixing Yourself, All Is Well, and the chapter is called, Can You Be Happy in Your Depression? So DeMello says, did it ever occur to you that you could be happy in tension? Before enlightenment, I used to be depressed. After enlightenment, I continue to be depressed. Step outside of yourself and look at the depression. Don't identify with it. Don't do a thing to make it go away. Be perfectly willing to go on with your life while it passes through you and disappears. And anxiety, here it comes again, and you're not troubled. How strange. You're anxious, but you're not troubled. Isn't that a paradox? Because the more you fight it, the more power you give it. You're willing to observe it as it passes by. You can be happy in your anxiety. Isn't that crazy? You can be happy in your depression, but you can't have the wrong notion of happiness. Did you think that happiness was excitement or thrills? That's what causes the depression. How can I make it last? You ask yourself. That's not happiness. That is addiction. Powerful stuff. Damn. Another profound and simple analogy that I can give you to explain this whole concept is imagine your life as a video game. When you play a video game, you take on this character, whether they be a knight, a soldier, a wizard, whatever. You play this tumultuous, exciting, courageous, thrilling game, right? Where you are fighting dragons and romancing princesses or princes, whatever you're into, right? And you're going with the ups and the downs and the thrills and the highs and the lows of this wonderful and magnificent and even terrifying game. But as you sit back on your couch like a potato, right? Playing this video game, are you sitting there panicking about the character dying? Are you sitting there wondering, how am I going to get him through this level? What am I going to do if it doesn't work out? Are you sitting there having the same anxieties and depressions and even wounds, right? The cuts and the bleeding and the sweat and tears. Are you experiencing all of those emotions the same way that your game character is experiencing that stuff? Obviously not, because it's a game, because it's a character. You realize that you are in the world, but not of the world. You see where I'm going with this? But when you, a human being, go about your everyday life, experiencing the troubles and the drama and the chaos of this fleeting and sacred and beautiful life that you've been blessed with. You panic, you get depressed, you get anxious, you get stressed out like crazy because you mistakenly believe that you are the character. You believe you are this persona that you've so carefully constructed your entire life. You believe the stories that you've told yourself and that the world has told you for years and years and years. But you fail to realize that you, my friend, are so much more than that. You are so much more than this small concept of a human being, this character with this name and this story, this history and this past. You forget to step back. You forget that you are not the character. You are actually the player. Higher self, lower self. It's up to you to remember who it is you truly are. If only you could live your human life the same way you live the life of the character in the video game. You'd take more risks. You'd have a lot more fun. You'd enjoy things. You would appreciate the beauty and the landscape and the wonder of the characters that you meet and the plot and the storyline. And you wouldn't be so damn stressed all the time. Because you realize life is a game and it's a beautiful one. And it's only then that you will have the ultimate realization, possibly of your entire life, that despite the chaos and despite the drama, all is well. All is well. You don't have to be the Buddha. You don't have to be a Buddhist monk to do this. You simply need to take a deep breath, calm your mind, feel your body, look around you, and gain perspective. That's enlightenment. That's all it is. And the more often you practice that, the more often that will become your default state. If you found any value whatsoever in this video today, then consider sharing it with a friend that you care about so that they too could possibly benefit from this kind of message. If you'd like my one-on-one personal help or guidance, you can contact me in the description box below. If you want to learn more about this absolutely beautiful game we call life, watch this video next. And if all else fails, ask yourself, if life was a game, how would I play?